Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and we're going to make a little pumpkin basket this morning. I've got a few to make for my grandchildren for their school parties and things like that, so I'm going to get started a little bit early. And I'm going to make one and show you how they're done. They're very easy and simple, and they go together quickly. Now I'm making mine about 4 inches, but you could always make them smaller. You don't have to make them that big. Alrighty, you're going to need a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I'm going to start out with a black piece of paper. You're going to score it at 3/4, at 4, at 8, and then at 11 1/4. Then you're going to turn it one turn, just one turn, and you're going to do the same scoring: 3/4, 4, 8, and 11 1/4. Okay, so that's all the scoring we're going to do right now. Now you can go ahead and fold and burnish yours right now if you want to. I like to cut mine first and then fold and burnish it, so it just makes it a little bit easier for me to see all the lines and cut on the lines. But I have to find my scissors first. Here they are. Alright, now on two ends, and you can decide which end, it doesn't matter because this is symmetrical. It's all the same thing. But on two opposite ends, so we're going to do this side and this side. You're going to cut away this little piece right here, and then this first piece down to that score line right there. So you're just cutting away 2 blocks there. And make sure that you take the score line out. In other words, cut that score line right down the center so that you can take that score line out. Alright, we're going to do it on this end as well. So there's that one, and now you're going to go to the opposite side. So over here, and you're going to do the same thing. Alright, so you have something that looks just like this. Now on these ends, not here where these little tabs are, but on these ends, we're going to cut up on those score lines. And then we're going to wedge a little bit out. And then we're going to cut that tab off of the end, because we don't need that. Okay, same thing on the other side. Cut up on that score line, wedge it out, and then cut off that tab. Then go to the other end, down here. You're going to do the same thing. Now make sure that you're taking your wedge out of the end tabs and not the center. Now you have something that looks just like this. So now we can go ahead and fold and burnish all of our score lines. Now we're ready to assemble, and I'm going to use my art glitter glue. You can use double-sided adhesive, just whatever you'd like. And what we're going to do, and I think I might turn mine around this way. I like that side better. What we're going to do is we're going to bring these tabs right here in behind that, and then meet those corners right there. So you're going to put glue on these 4 tabs, but I'm just going to do my glue 1 tab at a time. That way maybe I won't get it all over the place. And when you bring those corners up, make sure that they match. And don't worry about if you get a little bit of glue on the outside, because it will dry clear. And I always manage to stick my finger in it and get it on the outside, regardless of how hard I try not to. So just pull those up and match those corners. I know it's harder for you to see with black, but you know what I mean about matching those corners. We do this all the time. And I turn it over sometimes and just press that in there. Use my bone folder and press it in to make sure that it gets a good adhesion on there. And then these are going to go on the inside just like that. So you're going to put glue on these. Make sure that you get your glue right up to the edges, because you want those edges glued down really well. Just like that. And then just flip it over if you need to and put your bone folder in there. And then this one is going to go on the inside right there. And put that one together, just like that, nice and straight, and then press it down with our bone folder. So there we have our box, or our little basket, the start of it anyway. Now these tabs up here at the top, we're going to fold those in. And we made a basket like this last year, and we actually folded these tabs out. But this year we're going to fold them in, because we're going to make a pumpkin out of this. So I am just going to put some glue on these, fold them in, and then press them down with my bone folder. Just like that. Make you a nice sharp crease in a top there. So there is the start of our basket. And now what we want to do is you want to have 8 pieces of, and I'm going to use orange since I'm going to make a pumpkin, 8 pieces or 8 strips cut at 1 inch by 12 inches. So just take you a 12 by 12 piece of paper and cut 1 inch strips off. You're going to need 6 of these. I do believe. Yes, you're going to need 6 of these. And then on this, what we're going to do is we're going to score each one at 4 inches from the end. So score it 4 inches from that end, and then just flip it around and score 4 inches. And then before I score any more, I am going to fold this and make sure that it's the right size to go on the bottom, and it is. So that works. So let's score the rest of them. And then we'll start putting this cute pumpkin basket together. One side of my paper is a little bit textured. I think you can see that there. And the other side is smooth. So I'm going to make sure I get all of my textured sides out. Now when you put glue, you're going to put glue just on this center part. And you're going to make sure that you get that glue right down at the edge. Right close to where that score line is, because you want that to glue down really, really well. So make sure that you get it up to that score line. And you're going to start by putting one down at the end, and I put it, I don't really measure, but I think it's maybe 1/8 of an inch from the edge. I'll let you see that. Maybe 1/8. Just a little bit from the edge. I'm going to put that one. And just make sure that it glues down well, especially the edges. And then you're going to go to the other end and put another one down. And I know you saw the basket. If you follow me, you saw the basket that I made last year. I think it was around Easter, like this. Similar to this one, but this one we're putting a little twist on to make it fallish and Halloweenish, that kind of thing, for the kiddos. So there you go, you've got 2 there, and then we're going to put one right in the center. So again, make sure that you're getting that glue up to the edge. And then just space it out, you know, just kind of evenly space it out. Like I said, if you want to measure, you can. I don't measure things like this. I just go with it. Oops, pressed a little bit too hard. Then you can just flip it over and press that down to make sure that that's getting glued well. Now you're going to turn the basket the other way, and we're going to put 3 across that way. So go ahead and put your glue on there. Do these the same way you did the others. Then just flip it over again and press those down so that that glue gets a good adhesion. Okay, now you're ready to bring these up, and what you want to do is bring them up, and you want to glue them right there at the edge. See, there's the edge. You want to glue them right at the edge. Now when you put your glue on, you want to come down about 1/4 of an inch and make a little box, because we want it to glue about that much so that it will make it kind of puffy. And just bring it up straight as you can from the bottom, just like that. You see, it's going to make that little puffiness that we need to make our pumpkin. So just like that. And you're just going to go around and do that to all of them. And just keep in mind to glue about 1/4 of an inch. Now we're going to take our Distress inks, and I'm using Spiced Marmalade, Peel Paint, and Vintage Photo, and then I've just got a scrap piece of paper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start laying down some color. These are the oxide inks, so I think I'll lay down, and I've got just an old Cricut mat, that way I don't have to hold that piece of paper. We're just going to make some leaves, so this doesn't have to be perfect looking. Okay, I've got green there, and then I'm going to put in some Spiced Marmalade. And I don't wait for these to dry in between, because I'm mixing these colors up anyway. I just want it to look like a fall leaf. And then we'll put in some Vintage Photo around the edges. And you can see one end of my sheet is a little bit different than the other, and it doesn't matter because all of your leaves are not going to be the same color. You want them to be different colors. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the back of this just because the back is going to show on some of the leaves. So I'm going to go ahead and do the back. So I'll just put in some green here and there. Not even worrying about that I'm getting those little circles. I just want to get some color in there. And I think that will do. I'm telling you that your old Cricut mats can save you lots of time and save your fingers from being a different color every day. So now all we're going to do is we're going to punch these out, and I'm using this little punch that I have had for a long time. But see how cute it makes the leaves? Just the different colors makes a difference. Get down here and get some dark ones. I think that's probably enough. We'll punch a couple more. I can always use these somewhere else if I don't use them all in here. So there are my leaves. Let me do a couple more. So we have got our basket all glued up here. And I just want to see where I want to place my leaves. I think, and I'm just going to use some different shades in there, and I think I want to kind of do them that way. Just put a few leaves across there. Let's see. Put one under there, and maybe one tucked in behind it. Something like that. Just a few leaves across. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're just going to glue a few leaves on there. So we'll go ahead and start. So there are our leaves put on there, just around the top. And now what we're going to do is I have cut 3 triangles, and these are about maybe 3/4. No, they're actually an inch. 1 inch. And I'm going to put these, I'm going to decide which one is going to be my front. I think I want this one to be the front right here. So I'm going to put these on there, and I'll show you. I'll hold them up in just a second. I'm going to use some pop dots to put these up on. So you need to put one right at the top point. And then I just put one down at the bottom. And let me show you how I'm going to put this on. I'm going to decide about right there. And just kind of center it up between that, on that little panel right there, on that little strap. So that's going to be one of our jack-o'-lantern's eyes. And then you're going to go to the other side and just put your other eye on there, just like that. And then we're going to put the nose on. So again, just put one little pop dot at the top, one at the bottom. And then we'll put his little nose right there. Just like that. So there, see, it's looking like a jack-o'-lantern, isn't it? And now what we're going to do is we're going to just draw, I hope, a mouth on here. And I don't think that paper is going to be big enough. We'll use this one. We're just going to draw a little smiley mouth. So here he's smiling. And I can't draw, so, but that's all I did right there, and that should be about the right size. And we're going to put him some little teeth in here. Just like that. And then we'll cut this out. And if you have something that'll cut this out, that's great. I didn't have a template for this, so I thought, well, I'll just draw it. It's not a biggie. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's the good thing with crafts. If it's handmade, you don't have to make it perfect. You know, even store-bought things are not perfect. They've got flaws in them too, so don't worry about it. So there's our little smiley mouth. Let me clip this off right here. So he's going to go, the little mouth's going to go right there. Just like that. And I am going to put him down flush. I'm not going to pop him up. But first, before I do that, I'm going to color his little teeth in. And I'm going to color them in white. And I'm using my white gel pen. This looks great on black paper. So we're going to color his teeth in. And if you wanted to leave a little dark place in the teeth, like he's got a rotten tooth, then you can do that. That'd be cute too. There we go. I'm going to let that dry just a second. And while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and put my little dots and dashes on the eyes. And I'm just going to start up at the top, and I'm going to put a little long dash and then just two little ones on either side. Let's see if I can hold this one to do it. That just kind of brings the pumpkin a little bit to life. And then we'll do a little bit on the nose. Just a little dot and a dash on the nose. And then we will put our little mouth on there. And I think I'm just going to use my art glitter glue. Because I don't want to have to press on this. I'm going to put a little bit on the end, on either end. And then just a little strip in the center. And that way I should be able to glue it right there, just like that. Isn't that cute? I think it's cute. Okay, now we're going to put the handle on. So for the handle, what you're going to need is 2 pieces, or you can just do 1 piece and fold it in half. I just had 2 scrap pieces, and they're 1 inch by 12 inches, and I'm just going to glue these together, and it makes the handle a little bit more sturdy. Now what we need is some little dots. I'm going to make some little orange dots to go on here, and I've just got a little, I think this is a 1/2 inch hole punch. I think I got this at Walmart many years ago. And I have a scrap piece of the orange here, and I'm just going to put this in here and punch a bunch of little dots. So now we have lots of little dots laying everywhere, and I'm just going to put a dollop of glue down in different spots. Doesn't have to be perfect, just put it down in different areas. Random is better. And then we'll start sticking our little dots on here. This is our pickup tool. We have these in stock if you need one. I love my pickup tool for little things. And it doesn't matter if you have some that are hanging over, that just adds to the character of it. So I'm just going to make sure all of these are pressed down well. And then we're going to use some of our score tape on the ends. And I'm probably going to put a couple pieces on here. On either end. And yes, I'm putting it on the top because I want to glue my handle on the inside of the basket. So then our handy dandy everything tool, or pokey tool. Okay, now you want to put your handle, like this is the front, so I want my handle to go across this way. I don't want it to go this way. I want it to go across the opposite way from the front, so that when you're holding it, you can see that front. And I'll show you what I mean in just a second. I know it's hard for you to see right now. But see, when I'm holding the basket now, you can see that jack-o'-lantern on there. Now, we can go ahead and do some embellishing and some different things on the front. And you know me, what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag out my diamond stickles. And I'm going to do just a little bit of glitter around the edges of the leaves. I can't get enough of my diamond stickles, and I have to have some glitter on my project. If you notice, I didn't put any bling on here, so we have to have glitter if we don't have bling. And it really brings out the leaves and makes them stand out when you do that too. See what a difference that makes? There's one plain, and then look at that. So it really makes a difference just to add a little bit of stickles on there. Here you go. There's your little jack-o'-lantern basket. That is it. Quick and easy, but oh so cute. Okay guys, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. See you guys later. Bye-bye.